Hey, everybody. Welcome to Pink Shade. It's Tuesday. It's TLC Tuesday. Happy almost Thanksgiving to those who celebrate. Hello, Kimberly.
Hello.
Hello. We're in matching shirts, kind of.
Oh, look at that.
I don't know why my name looks like that. Hold on. So earlier, I was a guest on 2 shows today. There we go. Um, and that didn't fix that.
No.
And, uh, okay. Why? Okay. I was a guest on 2 shows today, and one of them recorded on StreamYard. So there we go. So I changed it on StreamYard. So my StreamYard just took that and decided to
Oh,
run
look,
with it anyway. But
the
guys,
headline option was gone later. This is inside baseball. No
this is
one's there.
inside baseball. Okay, now guys, I am going to be on Reality Court this week, and I'm going to be on Your Bish Therapist next week. I just was working overtime this week.
Yay.
So if my voice goes out, I'm going to blame Ace Fanning and Melissa of Your Bish Therapist. But I'm also going to add my Chiron here at the bottom in case everybody forgot to follow us, Pink Shade Pod and David Dateline. Okay.
Yeah.
Dateline on Instagram.
Dateline.
Dateline. Duh, duh, duh. So I am at the beach. I'm here for a week. I am very, very happy. And this morning I had speaking of the beach where I had my aneurysm, I had a Johns Hopkins appointment this morning via Zoom regarding my
The beach
aneurysm.
where I had my aneurysm.
Remember that? And remember I had a fruit fly infestation. Remember that? That was fun. Um, anyway, yeah, I had a call this morning with them regarding some genetic testing I'm going to get done. The questions they
Uh-huh.
asked were so interesting. I was like, have you ever been like felt that you were extremely flexible? I'm like, I used to be able to really do the splits. Like I put my legs behind my head. Do you mean that? I
Could
could.
you?
Mhm. Yeah. Fully just put them both back there and do splits in all the directions. Yeah. That was when
Okay,
I was
then so
young and I
what?
did ballet and whatnot, when I was young.
Okay. But still not
Mhm.
not everyone. Some have people have to work really hard for that, even in dance. So,
No, I could just do it. And then
yeah, so you are extremely flexible.
mhm.
You have bendy bone disease.
Mm. I think she was trying to figure out if I had Marfan's disease, which is the thing where you have like really loose joints.
Is
But
that what Abraham Lincoln had?
I believe so. I'm sorry, I was in the middle of a cough. Yes, I believe so. So maybe I've got that. No, I don't. Because nothing else on me, like my hands don't bend backwards or any it was just I was just good at the splits. And have a small palate on the inside of my mouth. That was another thing. It was interesting. It was like all these questions about people in my family. I was like, I don't know. I don't know
Did
what
they
he
ask
died
you to
of.
roll your tongue?
No.
Oh, I thought that was genetic.
I could make my tongue like this.
Yeah,
I could
that's
make it
what
like
I
a
mean.
loop, but I
That's what I
can't
mean.
roll it. Some people can roll it.
Oh, yeah, I can't do that. Like a wave.
Talk for a second. I'm gonna get a cough drop.
Okay, so
Okay.
something's happening with Mary Payne, you guys. They asked, "Do you have white spots in the back of your throat that are causing choking, or is it just in your brain?" She's dying.
I
She's
mentioned the brain.
literally she's tearing up. She's coughing so much that she's muted. I think she might pee a little 'cause that happens to me sometimes when I cough really hard. So I think she might you guys, Mary Payne just peed her pants. I'm just
Stop. I put a cough drop in. That's gonna help me. Okay. What's going on with you? Tell me what you're doing for Thanksgiving while I suck on this cough drop.
Um, we are doing, 2 Thanksgivings. Um, so that's just a whole
Do you
lot.
have a family divided? Why?
Well, my sister-in-law has a family that she wants us to go see. So and I don't really know them very well, and I don't even know all their names, and they're also very quiet people. So this is I'm gonna have I don't know. It's gonna be weird. I'll have to report back, but I can't say too much in case she listens, but I don't think she listens to Pink Shade. So because she doesn't
No.
watch 90 Day. But
Mm.
um it should be weird. And then we're having with our cousins on Saturday. So,
Saturday.
yeah, so Thursday with her family and then
Mhm.
Saturday with the cousins. It's now a whole thing. Why did my
Why
brother have to get married?
why Saturday?
Stupid brother. Because because they moved it so we could do it so my brother and his wife could come. So
Mhm.
then and then on Friday, they're doing something with one of their in-laws. So it's a whole thing. There's just in-laws and it's too much.
Is your sister-in-law Jewish?
No.
Okay, so then they also have to do a big Christmas thing too?
Yeah,
Hmm.
but I don't have to.
No, you don't have to. Huh.
No.
Okay. There's a lot going on.
I know.
I have a question about the new diamond painting I'm seeing behind you.
Yeah. The owl?
Mhm.
Yeah, because I went on Murder, She Watched, and
Yeah.
I convinced them of the owl theory,
Uh-huh.
uh, and I know all the facts now, could
Mhm.
teach a course, and I could convince you if you had an open mind at all,
No.
but you are like Libby and will not admit fault at all, and I am like Lauren, and I am on the right side of history on this.
I disagree, but I am gonna listen to the episode
See?
when it comes out.
That's
Mhm.
exactly what Libby would say.
Um, I will listen to your episode when it comes out though, and I will hear your side, but you will never convince me that an owl killed Kathleen Peterson. It was Michael Peterson that killed Kathleen Peterson, and he killed that other lady too.
No, okay.
Mhm. He did. She went on his computer, she saw what he was up to, she confronted him, and he hit her in the head with a blowpoke.
I mean, that's a theory, but you
Mhm.
have no proof of that.
So proof an owl did it either.
The technical evidence does suggest that it was not a blowpoke.
It was another blunt force object that they've never found because he waited an hour before he called 911.
So where is it?
I don't know. Ask him. Mhm. I should have been on the episode with you and Amy and
How
Becca.
did he hit her so hard that she bled to death, but did not break any bones or cause any internal bleeding? And all of her injuries on her head were external on the skin, but not on the inside of her head.
I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
It's almost impossible.
Well, I'm just
It's
saying he did it, and he killed that
okay.
other lady too. He loves to push people downstairs.
Okay.
Loves. Thinks it's
Okay.
so fun. And matter of fact, you really should listen to all of Amy's recap of the staircase because everything they do, all their jokes are like, "Listen, David, I know you say you can't continue being my lawyer. Can you meet me at the mall at the top of the staircase?"
Yeah.
Everything they do is like, "Listen, Clayton, I know that you got into some trouble at school and you're embarrassing the family. Can you meet me at the top of the basement stairs so we can discuss it?" It's like everything they do is all about the funniest thing was like, "Meet me at the mall in front of the Forever 21."
Mm.
Right, yes, that's right by a staircase. That's right, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's very funny. I like
Yeah.
her impression with the pipe.
And then she went through a whole thing with Drew Peterson, and then, of course, we know about Scott Peterson, and she's just like,
Mhm.
"What's
Yeah,
happening?"
we've been saying don't marry Peterson for years
Mhm,
on Dateline. Yeah,
mhm. I
this is
may have a
bad
story
news.
about a Peterson in my that I know.
Really? Another
Mhm,
Peterson. See, I
mhm.
know a Peterson, but he's never murdered anyone that we know of.
Right. Same, same, but there's time. Okay,
He's still young.
um, let's talk about the show, guys. I'm sorry about my coughing fit earlier. It was pretty severe, and I told Kimberly this is my 3rd thing of the day, so it's probably gonna happen, but I have a cough drop in now, and I'm very sorry if you hear it and you have that disorder that makes you want to turn it off immediately. I have put it into my cheek as if it's like a chew. So
Yeah.
hopefully it's just seeping down into my throat.
Okay, maybe just don't say the seeping part if you're trying to not gross people out. I don't like that
Seeping
word.
is gross.
Seeping is kind of a gross word, I think.
How about dripping?
Mm,
Oozing?
No.
I'm trying to have
In the rankings, I would go seeping worst, dripping next, no, oozing next,
okay.
dripping bottom.
Yeah, it is gross when they say, like, a wound is seeping. That's pretty
Oh, yeah,
disgusting.
that's
Yeah,
nasty.
gross.
Mm-mm.
Okay. I'm just gonna take it out because I can hear it, and it's gotta be bugging people. Okay. 90 Day HEA, Season 9, Episode 21, Tell All, No Limits, Part 3.
No limit. Extreme. Extreme tell-all.
um, so we opened with Julia and Brandon telling Ron and Betty about the baby. Now, Matt had written and said he had right, he watched the screener right when it came out and was like,
Yeah.
I really don't think they knew. I really think they were genuinely surprised. And
1000%.
I think so too, because they acted so hysterical for such a long period of time.
For such a long period of time. Also, Brandon and Julia were both crying, and I don't think that Brandon is that good of an actor. And
But he cries a lot though.
he does just cry naturally.
Mhm.
No, I don't think they knew.
Yeah.
I questioned it because of the if you guys have kids, if you have kids. I mean, we're
Yeah.
not that part felt a little like, oops, she said something she wasn't supposed to
Uh-huh.
because they hadn't revealed the news yet or something, like it was scripted, but then the reaction felt very real to me. So,
Yeah. The reaction felt very real. So everybody cries, including Betty and Ron. And of course they're like, ah ha, ha, woo, cheers. Ah, let's get drunk. Oh, never mind, we already are. Woo.
already are. Yeah.
So Betty is like, so this is why we haven't seen you. Gosh darn you, Julia.
I'm not mad.
And then she says, but wait, have you told your parents? And she says, we just called them right before this. So then she goes like, they found out first. Just kidding. We're just kidding. And they say,
Sure you
how
are.
how far along are you? And she says 6 months. And of course, woo, everybody falls out again. There's so many, like, everybody just losing their minds. It's like that skit they do about that was on SNL about Oprah. And
Yes.
everybody's heads in the audience
Yeah.
the heads in the audience just blow off.
Hyperventilating.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
And it's like that. And so Julia says she's a high risk pregnancy. And that's why they have been overprotective and super worried. And Julia says, rule number 1, nobody else has to know. Tell nobody else. And mom, she's joking. It's like, I'm going to tell everybody. I'm going to shout it from the rooftops. I'm going to call all my friends. And she's joking, but you could tell Julia's just getting more and more tense. Like, no,
Yeah.
really. It's
No, I'm
very
serious.
important. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she keeps joking about that. And then Betty says, I really won't. You have to know if you've told me not to, I really won't. She said, I had a high risk pregnancy with Brandon. Like, it's a miracle he's even here. She was in the hospital for 3 months with him.
Mhm.
So at least, like, we do know that somewhere deep in there, Betty does have a heart and she
Yes.
went through something similar and she will not
Mhm.
tell. Okay. She's going to tell her best friend or her sister or somebody.
She is. Yeah.
She is. So Sean says, and so I'm wondering, what will the grandparents' role be when the baby is born? And Julia says, I'll be putting rules in place. And Andrei goes, you set boundaries and you set them right now. Let's hear. We all sit. You tell them now the boundaries.
Yeah. With Geneva Convention, I hold it right now.
And Ron goes, whatever they say, we will honor their wishes, whatever Julia wants. Like, we understand how that is, roll that tape back in about
Yeah.
6 months when Betty's like, why won't you let me hold the baby? Smoke, drink.
Yeah.
Because you're drunk, Betty. You dropped the baby last time. Grandma, we told you.
Gave the baby boxed wine.
We told you. So Sean says, will Ron and Betty be allowed in the delivery room? And Brandon goes, I don't even know if I'll be allowed in the delivery room. And Julia says, we be talking about this in the future. And Sean goes, so she goes, we be talking in the future, Sean. Sean goes, okay. So Betty goes, I'm going to hang up. You know who I'm going to call? Your mom. Ah. So Sean, thanks Julia and says, I know it was tough for you to talk about this. And thank you so much for allowing us to be a part of it. And the talking head, Julia goes, all this support means more than words to me. And maybe I didn't need to be so scared. Maybe like I've got all this support. And Sean's like, I've never even cried at a tell-all before. And I've seen some shit in here.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I've seen Angela pushing people.
I've seen physical violence.
I saw
I've seen
Angela in that red pantsuit onesie with her boobs hanging out.
Darcey 6 faces ago. Still never
I
cried.
see,
Yeah.
and
Still
I've
never
seen her areola this entire tell-all.
never in my life. Just moves out. Okay. So
So painful.
So we get a flashback to the night before at the fire outside. And Kara is saying, it has to be tough to have a strained relationship with your mother in law. But I got to tell you, it's going to get worse if you guys have a baby. Like it really makes it hard. And Guillermo says, when you have a child, you have such a huge respect for the mother of your child. And then they talk about Kara having a natural birth and how crazy that was. And it's just the fourth. And the whole time you're Kara and Guillermo, you're like, why can't these 2 make it work? They love each other so much.
I know. They're
It's
like the most they're the most functional of all the couples. That's it. That's
it's
an
crazy.
insane statement. Yeah.
It's crazy they can't make it work. And, he says they're talking about the natural birth, and in the talking head, Kara goes, "Oh my god, I had no idea Julia was pregnant." And Guillermo last night was giving all the gory details about how I gave birth to Nico, how he came out of my body. God, I hope we didn't fucking terrify her. And I was like, "Well, it's too late." I mean, she's
Yeah.
already pregnant. Um So Yara says, Jovi knew. Jovi knew. I thought you had boob job. I was excited, but Jovi knew. He always can tell. And then she says, "You're going to be such an amazing mom." And everybody's being very sweet and very supportive. So in the talking head, Julia says, "We do have a lot to discuss when we get home." Talking head Betty and Ron are like, "Oh my god, it's so amazing. They can move back to the farm. We have space. God, I hope she lets us in. I hope she lets us in. And we don't know what kind of mom will she be. Like, that's the bigger question." And then they're like, "Woo!" And they scream and high five and click their drinks and whatever about being
It's like
drinking.
they're pre-gaming, tailgating a football game or something.
They're beside themselves. And I'm sure the camera people are like, "Okay, are we done? Are we done with these lunatics?"
Hi, guys.
They were shit faced. So now we see the guys talking and chatting, and Matt tells a great story about having sex after taking a mad crap, and then the girl wants to grab your ass, and they're all like, "Okay." Like nobody's like, "Yeah, bro." Everybody's like, "Okay." And then Alexi goes, "I don't know. I wiped my ass so many times after she gave birth." And I was like, "It's not what he's talking about, but good pivot." Um,
No,
I
he said he wiped her ass after she gave birth
Yeah, he
many
said, "I
times.
wiped my wife's ass multiple
Okay.
times after she gave birth." But Matt's like, "I was talking about banging." Um, Carol walks up and they're all like, "Oh, we weren't talking about anything at all." And so she walks up and sits down and she goes, but I mean, Kara gets it anywhere and she snuggles up right to Guillermo.
Seriously.
She's like, "Move over, let me get right in here."
No,
Yeah,
she flirts with him. Mhm.
yeah. She goes, "What do you think? Who's next? Do you think Georgie and Darcey are going to be next?" She goes, "I've heard Georgie's out in the streets." I mean, she has said a lot of stuff about him, but I mean, it's a lot of hearsay, but he's always out in the bars. It's like
I
hearsay. Are we
died.
in court?
Are we in court?
Yeah.
Your Honor,
Your Honor.
I sing bachata music, and hearsay on the streets, Guillermo doesn't like my singing.
Yeah. He likes the old school bachata, not the new stuff. Um, so, um, in the talking head, Darcey goes, "I'm sure we're next. It's fine. I could take it. I don't want to waste my years. I got a lot of good Darcey years left in me, and I can handle it. I can handle the good or the bad, but I'll
Got a
promise."
lot more surgeries to have.
Yeah, I got
At least 5 to 10 more procedures
TikTok trying to get
in
out
the
of
next
here.
year.
Yeah. So, we sit down with, okay, Darcey and Georgie. When we last left you, you were not in a good place. And also, Darcey, I could see every bit of your boobs. Is your dress on backwards? Wardrobe, wardrobe. Somebody blur the guy. Okay.
Do you feel that your nipple is out, or you just don't feel it anymore
Yeah. I
because
mean,
of all the
what's,
surgeries?
but anyway, we're trying not to look directly at it, but it's hard not to.
Wait, can I rewind it for a second? Right before they start her segment, Andrei goes to Darcey, "How do you feel?" And she goes, "Whatever happens, it happens. It's fine." And he goes, "Okay." And she goes, "I'm down for anything." And he goes, "Okay." And she goes, "Whatever, it's good or bad. I'm ready." And he goes, "Okay." And she goes, "I can handle it." And he goes, "Okay." Like, "Sorry I asked." She won't even like, why? It's he's like, "Why did I get sat next to her on a couch? Why did I
Yeah.
even ask how she's feeling?" You could have one word, "Darcey, I'm okay." Like, that's all. Fine.
No. Yeah.
She
Well,
can't stop.
mm-mm. She's like, the more I talk, the more screen time I get. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
So Georgie says, well, Darcy and I, we're working on our communication skills. And Darcy goes, yeah, I'm going to say that right now, I think we have an avoidant mindset. And I have no idea if it'll ever change. And just hoping for some answers today, Sean. So we get a flash of the talk in the bar when he's trying to say he's been thinking about children and she's interrupting him and she won't listen.
Mhm.
And he's
Mhm.
trying to say, "I just wonder after being with my sister, will I ever regret this?"
Right.
And he's like, "Can I talk?" And she's like, "Oh," yelling at me. I'm
Get
melting.
away! The shield.
So Sean says, "Georgie, how important is it for you to have a child?" And he goes, "Well, I mean, even if before this thing with Julia, you weren't thinking about it, then this thing with Julia, you'll start thinking about it." And she's like, "Thank you." And Darcy's like, "Fucking Julia." Um, And he says, "But before Bulgaria, I never thought it at all. But now I do wonder, like, maybe I'll have regret." And she goes, "And I understand that. But he always knew going into this, we would never have kids. He always insisted he did not want to have a child. He wanted to travel and make money and be a billionaire and be a power couple and do all
And we
these
can
things."
do all those things. And I was like, "You can? You
Well,
can be a
when?
billionaire? When
When?
are
Power couple? Huh? What?
footage
Um,
not found?"
she says, "But deep down, maybe he wants a child one day. And if that's what he needs and what he wants, that's fine. I'm going to walk away. I'll live my life for me. Not worried about it." Sean says, "Do you think this is an exit strategy for Georgie?" And Darcy goes, "Right after we got married, the dynamic in the relationship changed. Yeah, now he's got his work visa and his papers, and this relationship has been very convenient for him." And Kara goes, "It could be pretty timely that he now wants kids after he got his papers." And Julia goes, "Yeah, but I changed my mind on having kids too, so people can change their minds." And Alexi goes,
Did
"Come to
we
my house."
ever come understand his legal immigration status after that first wife? Because I'm still so confused by that because he's been here for like
12 years
15
or
years or
something, yeah.
something. Yeah.
Um, so a listener wrote me and said that, he got married to that woman, but maybe they never changed his status, and that's why he couldn't go back. Like, I don't know.
Mm.
I
He
don't
would have
understand it.
gotten his
Deported?
papers from that marriage, right?
Yeah, but I guess he didn't. I don't know. I don't
That's
know. I
very
don't understand.
strange.
I don't
Hmm.
understand. Somebody, if you wrote, can you send it one more time and explain it to us one more
That
time?
would give us a deeper key to understanding this weird, fucked up
Like
relationship.
why he married her, all
Yes,
that. Yeah.
when he seems to despise her.
Yeah, right. She goes, "Yeah, relationship's been very convenient for him." So Kara goes, "Yeah, it could be timely." And then Julia says she changed her mind on kids. And then Alexi goes, "You just come to my house and hang out with my kids, and then you won't want any kids because there's 3 of them." So,
Mhm.
um, Stacey and Florian come out. Stacey looks great.
Stacey
Looks great.
looks so good,
Looks really good.
especially in comparison to
I know.
Darcy. I feel really bad
Yeah,
saying
yeah,
that. The
yeah,
dress looks great. Her boobs look smaller and less painful than Darcy's. Her
yeah.
face looks better.
I definitely think Stacey has already had a reduction because
But
this is not what.
they were filmed on social media having it at the same time, but it
Right.
looks like she has already done something
Yeah, yeah.
or didn't go as big at the
At the
beginning than
beginning, maybe.
maybe.
Yeah. So Stacey goes, "Yeah, yeah, this kid thing with Georgie is very out of the blue." And no, I wouldn't put it past him that he's using this as an exit strategy. He's gonna say he wants kids so he can get out of the marriage. And Yara says, "Georgie, do you want kids with Darcy or you just want kids?" And he goes, "Well, if Darcy would want them and could have kids, then we could have kids together. But then she can't. So this is why I'm in between with my thinking." And Florian
The
says,
weirdest answer that made no sense.
but Florian says, I think he's saying this to Yara. But Florian goes, this is a stupid fucking question. What kind of question is this to have kids? Stupid, stupid. I was like,
I
oh,
know. I didn't understand. Was he talking to Yara?
was he talking to Yara? Stupid fucking question. I was like, okay, sir. And Georgie goes, and there are ways, like there is like surrogacy. And Darcey goes, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be on a journey with donor eggs. No, no. I'd feel very disconnected. So no. And also, I'm 50 and I've raised
People
two
on
children.
Reddit didn't like that answer.
Well,
They
right.
thought it was rude and
It is.
towards people who have used donor eggs.
It is. And but she's not considering any of this. She's raised two kids. She's 50 years old. She's not
No, she doesn't
interested
wanna
in
be at
having
diapers in the middle
she's
of the
not
night.
no, she's not interested in a surrogate. She's not interested in adoption. She is done, and they had agreed on this.
Mhm.
Um, she goes, would you consider adoption? He goes, well, for me, I would rather do surrogacy because then I would want it to be a biological child. And she goes, no, He goes, well, Darcey, you have two kids that are not my kids, but I love them like my kids. And she's like,
Do you? What are their middle
no,
names?
what are their birthdays? Where did one of them go to college? So Kara goes, yeah, but like a newborn is a whole other level of kids, not like her adult kids, right? And they joke around like, Stacey, you could give Darcey your egg. She's like, huh, I don't have any eggs. She don't have any eggs either. Nobody's got any eggs. No eggs.
That was hilarious though, because
Yeah,
they were like, "You're twins. You have the same DNA."
yeah.
That was
So
funny, Julia. Come on. Julia's funny. That's
and
funny.
Darcey goes, then it'd be like, so like Georgie and Stacey had a baby? No. So anyway, none of that's happening. They need to quit talking about it. So let's talk about the trip to Bulgaria. And Georgie asked Darcey to dress more conservatively. Conservatively? Was he being critical or did she not understand how important it was to him? We see a clip of him saying, you have to cover up your boobs if you dress like that in Bulgaria. People think you're a prostitute whore. And they ask him about this. He goes, here's the thing. I grew up very conservative town. And as somebody dresses with the short clothes and the boobs out, people think you're hooker. Now, in Miami, everyone has it all out. We got the surgery, we got the boobs and the butts, and it's hot. I get it's hot outside, but people don't dress like that in Bulgaria. They think you're hooker.
Yeah, I am on Georgie's side here, and I don't
It's
like
hard.
that for
It's hard.
myself, but
It's a hard choice to make there between Georgie
I
and Darcey.
also, he was not calling her that. I know I am always the one that says if someone says you're acting bitchy, it's not the same as calling them a bitch, and I think it's the same, and you're basically calling them a bitch, but he wasn't saying he's calling her a prostitution whore. He's saying people will think that if you walk down the street the way you're dressed right now.
Right.
With your boobies out, because that's what people think here
Yeah.
about people who dress like that.
Yeah.
Also, they did him dirty by not showing the reaction with his parents because his parents made comments, so he was right.
Yeah.
And
He was right.
they should have shown that clip.
Yeah. Yara says, I understand how he feels. I understand the point. He just didn't want people to judge his wife. And Jasmine goes, I get it. Miami clothes equal Bulgarian prostitute whore, right?
Mhm.
And he says,
All he's saying.
He says, yeah, yeah. And Stacey says, we've traveled all over the world and we always dress classy. And he just didn't trust her to bring her conservative outfits, but she did. She was very classy.
She wasn't wearing pants.
No, she had on like a sheer pant underwear situation.
And it wasn't just because her button ripped. There was none of her outfits were totally appropriate.
And when she did put on like a silk blouse and some like pants, he was like,
She
yes,
said,
that looks great. She goes, no, I can't wear this.
no, I'm changing. Yeah.
And then Jasmine goes, to be honest, this is the most covered I've ever even seen Darcey. And she's like, what?
Is my boob out? Is my
boobs?
Can you see my nip?
Yeah. And everybody laughs. And Guillermo says to Florian, have you ever told Stacey how to dress? And Florian goes, no, to respect my family, just respect my family, my mom and dad, like I met her like this, my point. For what I need to change, you get my point. And Stacey goes, actually, when he met me, I was more, she does a little like booby shimmy. And he goes, no, my family, they have no problem. They just want me to be happy. That's it. I hope you didn't just hear that
that's
part.
nice. That's nice. and I
Um,
get his point, but you also can respect the culture of the place you're going to visit.
yeah, totally. So, Sean says, "What do you all think about how it took 5 years for Georgie to introduce Darcey to his family?" And he goes, "Well, listen, there's a big language barrier." And, she goes, "Yeah, he talks to his family when I'm not around. Yeah, so I don't feel included." "Yeah, that's because he wants to talk about you."
Yeah.
So, Sean says, Darcey feels Georgie keeps his money to himself, but Georgie says he has good reason. Let's take a look. So we see Georgie and Florian talking at the air quotes fashion show. And Georgie says he doesn't want Darcey to tell him how to spend his money, and he's always trying to save so he can be independent and invest. And Florian goes, "So basically, you think about future and your money, but you don't think about it with Darcey, correct?" And correct. And
Yeah.
then we see them leaving Bulgaria and Darcey saying, "You can take all my money. I'll write you a check." And that's when he goes, "None of you have any money. You always broke." And they're like, "What? How
Dare
dare you?" So Sean goes, "So Georgie, why did you say Darcey and Stacey are broke?" He goes, "Well, I was walking up and she was saying, 'Just take all my money and go.' And she was accusing me of being with her for money. And so I said, 'You're broke,' because they are irresponsible. I don't agree with how they spend. I can't speak for Stacey." And she goes, "Well, you did. Well, you did. Take it back. Take it back." And I don't even think he knows what take it back means. He's like, "Huh?"
you.
And Darcey goes, "You didn't mind when I paid for the rent for a whole year. Okay." And he says, she says, he tries to act like he doesn't know what he tries to explain. He tries to explain and says he doesn't know what money she has. And she says, "Yes, you do. You know what I get paid. You know I have a trust fund. Stop acting like you don't know." To which I say, "Trust fund?"
Yeah. And is that after
Oh,
your papa passes? After you kill him and put him in an early grave because of your hijinks, and
I
he's so
think it's a
stressed?
I think it's a living trust, and I think she gets money every month from it.
Oh.
Yeah. Uh, yep, yep, yep. Um, and um, she goes, "We have a shared account, but nothing is in it. I've never put a dollar in it, and neither has he, because either one, they're so afraid the other one's gonna take their money. It's crazy."
Yeah, that's healthy.
So she goes, "He gives me $1,800 a month for rent and bills." And I was like, "That's not very much."
No, and she's always talking about how expensive Miami is.
Yeah, $3,200 for that one-bedroom apartment? I bet it's more than that. Oh,
Yeah,
wait,
for bills too, utilities?
3,600, sorry.
3,600.
Yeah, 3,600. Hmm.
Well, that is expensive for a one-bedroom, but not for Miami, I don't
I'm
think.
saying in Miami, I mean, it
Yeah.
depends on the view and blah, blah, blah. So Stacey goes, "Yeah, don't worry about Georgie. His bills have always been paid." And yeah. And so somebody says, "Do you think he's greedy?" And Stacey goes, "Yeah, yeah, I'd say he's greedy." And Darcey goes, "Yeah, and entitled." And Yara goes, "Here's what I think. I think maybe I'm too Eastern European, but I think when you marry, you take care of your wife." And Darcey goes, "Well, he doesn't pay for shit." And he goes, "Well, I don't mind, like, if we do something and do it together to put money away together for, like, an investment, but not just put money in that account and then you spend on clothes." And, Stacey goes, "Tell everybody what he said the day after you got married." She goes, "Oh, hmm." She said, "He says, 'Now that we're married, if we get divorced, you have to support me for 10 years.'" And he goes, "Okay, so let me tell my side of the story." And he starts trying to say his side of the story, and she's just talking over him,
Yeah.
talking over him.
Mhm.
And she goes, "You know what you did? We were at the Chinese restaurant when you said it. Why are you lying? You know you said it at the Chinese restaurant." I was like,
He's not
"Wow."
saying he didn't say it. He's saying he was saying that legally you are responsible for
Yeah,
him for 10 years.
yeah, as if she didn't already know that.
Right.
And she goes, "Don't waste my time. Don't waste my precious years. Go find a baby mama." And he goes, "Well, that's kinda rude." And Sissy goes, Look, he's not in it for the long haul. Neither one of them are." Meaning Florian.
Yeah,
I thought
'cause
she
I
meant
was wondering
Darcey.
her segue. I thought she meant Darcy too, and then she segues into her problems and takes over the whole reunion, and I was like, "What?
It's
That's
not your
your." Yeah, I didn't even put it together that she meant Florian and
I didn't either.
Georgie until you just said that. That was her segue.
Yeah.
Okay.
She goes, "Neither one of them are." And then she goes, "Florian left. We don't even live together anymore." And they're like, "What?" And she goes, "Yeah, after the tell-all, he moved to Connecticut for a job. He's doing his woodworking. That's great. I'm proud of him. But, in 5 months, we've seen each other 3 times. 3 times. She goes, he came back for immigration and he passed that. He's an American citizen now. And they all do. Like they're like, wow. Where Julia's going, yay. And Darcey says, you're like, oh, like, it's the weirdest thing.
It is so funny, too, how everyone claps when they're so trained on the show to clap when someone gets their citizenship that they're doing it even though the moment is actually very tense and there's like, we're hearing about a divorce. Yeah.
And Sean goes, oh, okay, but you think the timing is suspicious. And she goes, look, he wants his career and his job, and that's great. But he keeps telling me he's not coming back to Miami. He says he's not coming back. All she's ever wanted of this guy to have was a job.
Yeah.
And he got one in Connecticut, which is another place you have a place to live.
Mm-hmm.
And your children live.
Mm-hmm.
So Florian goes, I go to Connecticut because I don't have a job in Miami. We just do back and forth until your lease is up, and then you move back with me and be in Connecticut, which sounds like their plan. It sounds like she's just trying to make drama.
Yeah.
And she goes, I feel abandoned. I feel abandoned in my marriage. I feel frauded. I feel frauded. I feel used. It's fraud. It's fraud. And Darcey goes, yeah, now both of the guys have become similar. Like they're twinning. Okay. And discard mode is in progress. Discard mode. Kara says, look, I got to say, if somebody as hot as her, but younger, but on Darcey's level, she's trying to do compliment sandwich. She's trying to say, if someone hot and on a high level like Darcey, but younger and hotter comes along and could bear children, she goes, I think he would be out. I think he would be out. And Kara and Yara are both like, yeah, you don't have sex with her. You don't share finances. And he goes, no, she don't have sex with me. She don't have sex with me. She just, I just want you to chase me a little bit. Just a little interest, a little bit of chase. And Sean goes, no, wait a minute. How long has it been since you've had sex? And they say 6 months. Darcey goes,
wow.
To have sex, I need to feel emotionally safe. I don't get that. I don't get that from Georgi. I don't feel emotionally safe. So Sean goes, okay, who's been out in Miami with Georgi? And Andrei goes, I've been out with him in Miami. Georgi, he's a flirty guy. He's a flirty guy. He likes to flirt. He likes the attention. He likes the ladies to be circling. And Jovi goes, I've hung out with him a lot. And here's what I've seen. Cliffhanger. And here's where Kimberly takes over.
What has Jovi seen?
Dun, dun, dun.
Nothing.
Nothing.
I got you, Sean. I got you, right? Is that a good cliffhanger? Would that be the commercial break or will that be an episode break? Is that an episode break?
He's so trained.
He's so proud of himself. Mm-hmm. He's like, I think Georgi goes around and tries to make Darcey jealous. And Georgi says, the girls come and talk to me. I don't want to be rude. And then Loren has the line of the night, besides Julia asking if Stacey should give eggs, because I still think that was really funny. Loren goes, Georgi, I think Miami got to your head, which is funny because that's what the whole thing about Yara was. Yeah. And Yara laughs hysterically, which is why we love Yara. Guess who rolls her eyes? Elizabeth. Full on eye roll.
And yes, guys, we do. Yes, guys, we do know Libby's father passed away.
And it's very sad.
I'm sorry about that, but that doesn't mean she's not an asshole.
Exactly. So I'm going to try to be nicer, but she really pissed me off in this episode. So Stacey said, you're always with hot girls gathered around you. And then she does this very disturbing impression of a dog, like panting, I guess. And then Jasmine goes, like a chihuahua. And Darcey says, you're very touchy-feely. Weird mannerisms. She says mannerisms.
Like my aneurysm. Yeah, mannerism. Exactly.
Yeah. She got subtitles on that one. It's always good when the American gets the subtitles. So then they argue about the girl who messaged him asking if the steam room in the spa was open. And Yara says, he's the manager. It's not weird. And Florian says he flirts, but cheating, I saw with my eyes. And Darcey says he does flirt. He does flirt and dirt when we go out. We all get flirted with. I was like, you get flirted with too?
What's flirt and dirt? I literally tried to look it up to see if it's a saying that the kids say, but it's not.
Okay, I have no clue. I was hoping you knew.
No, I didn't.
I was hoping one of your children taught you.
I tried to look it up, but it's not there.
Did she get it from her kids that she doesn't spend time with? Because this whole paragraph was her trying to sound really, really cool. She's
Okay.
like, he does flirt and dirt. We go out, we all get flirted with, but he entertains it. Even when he got 86 from a bar, he's not allowed back because he was flirting and chatting with some chick at a bar, drinking some dude's drink, and his arm around with some chick with your mouth in her ear, making fun of me when I came over to say, hello, you're married. And so apparently, like, he was flirting with some girl, and then the dude got mad that he was drinking the alcohol, and he got 86 from the bar.
And he's going,
'Cause
"No, that's not what happened. That's not
that's
what
not what
happened."
happened. You were outside drunk.
Mhm.
And so Kara says, look, if you're networking, it's fine, but you have to include Darcey and make her feel seen. And then she'd let you talk to whoever you want. And I was like, she will never be okay with any sort of networking, even if he's
Well, I
making her
wonder
feel
if
seen.
Kara is, like, talking about herself, right? Like,
She
"I'm
is.
just trying to network, and I want Guillermo to
Uh-huh.
come." Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
she's not trying to do it without Guillermo. She invites Guillermo every time, I think,
Mhm.
and he does not come because he
Mhm.
hates her music. So and her drinking.
Mhm.
So Sean, for some reason, asks Stacey and Florian, "How do you think the other couples are doing?" Like they're like Kenny and Tim
Yeah.
or something
Yeah, yeah,
doing
yeah.
commentary. And let's start with Brandon and Julia. Tell them your news. And then they tell them they're pregnant. And she's so excited she runs up and hugs both of them. And Florian is like, "Oh, I have to stand up." And he takes so long to stand up, and then he makes them walk over to him. He just
Mhm.
stands there. Julie is like walking over pregnant, hugs him. And I was like, at least Stacey ran over and hugged them.
And
So
she had on those heels, and she was like, "Beep, beep, 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 beep,
beep,
beep,
beep,
beep,
beep,
beep, beep," with her tiny feet. Yeah.
beep, beep. So Stacey thinks that Jovi and Yara are a great couple. And Florian says, Jovi, just maybe don't hang out with Georgie so much. And Stacey goes, or with Florian. Like, oh. So it was a joke, but there was truth behind it. So Stacey says, Libby and Andrei are an inspirational couple.
Really?
In the pantheon of bullies, they are the inspiration. So now it's Lauren and Alexi's turn to roll their eyes, which was great.
Yeah.
And Georgie goes, "Oh, what inspires you about them?" And Stacey goes, "Well, they're ride or die for each other. They're, ride or die. Fuck all their friends, but ride or die for each other
And all the
and their
families and
family."
everybody else. Yeah.
Yeah. So Florian says, it confuses me when I see Jasmine and she says she loves Gino, and that isn't the truth. And Gino agrees. And Jasmine says, I love you, Stacey, so much, and you could do so much better. Florian is not husband material. And Florian says, and you are wife material? You are pretty sure. Oh, you are pretty sure you are wife material. And Jasmine says, you are sucking everything from Stacey, and you are a sugar baby. And I know because I met Gino on the Sugar Baby website. Let's not forget.
Yeah.
And Brandon and Julia are laughing so hard because they're couple goals at this moment, and they're laughing at the Sugar Baby comments.
Because Brandon, Julia, Gino, Jasmine, and Stacey Florian were all in Last Resort together.
Yep.
Yep.
And
Okay.
Florian says, you have a baby with Matt, and now you say you love Gino? How are you so fucking stupid? You are disrespecting your man. And the vein is popping out of his neck. His face is turning all red. And,
I took a bunch of
methinks the
screenshots of
sugar
this.
baby doth protest too much, Florian.
Yeah, I took a bunch of screenshots of him screaming because Angry Florian is the best. Oh, they're on my computer. Shoot. Okay, yeah. I took a lot of them because I'm gonna make some sort of reel out of him.
Yeah.
Mhm,
He gets angry.
mhm.
So you say you love Gino. What kind of fucking love, pregnant? What kind of love you love, Gino? Such as love-a-let. And then they do a split screen of them yelling at each other. Florian is yelling. Jasmine is being fairly calm. And she's like, the day Stacey leaves you, I am going to go and celebrate with her. And Florian says, I don't give a fuck on Jesus Lord. I don't give a fuck. Jesus Lord loves when you use his name like that in a
Oh, yeah.
sentence with two fucks in one sentence.
Florian.
So Jasmine says, I was in an open marriage. You cheated on Stacey. You are a scammer. And he goes, you play double face, and I don't play those games. And then Sean is like, we're going to put a pin on this right now. Good luck to you, Stacey and Florian. You aren't actually on this season, so we're going to have to let you leave. I don't know why we've given you this time.
Oh, no, we're not gonna solve it today, and you already had your chance, so goodbye.
You had your
Mm.
chance last season. And Florian goes, pray for us. And then they leave the stage with lots of like, love you, love you. And Matt goes, love your dress. And then Stacey goes, we've got this. Silva strong. It's like, okay. I love that you've like co-opted your dad's catchphrase, Silva strong, but you don't take any of his advice about
No.
how to avoid these kind of situations
And I
by
love that
marrying these
Matt is
men.
showing himself to be an ass kisser because
Totally.
When cousin Michelle left the stage, like, "You're looking great,
Yes.
girl."
You look
When Stacey
great.
leaves the stage, she's like, "You look good, look snatched. Woo, Silver strong." Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, Matt, not you too. Come on now.
I love it.
Mm.
So Sean says, Darcey and Georgi, you've done a lot of fighting and you've both talked about fighting for your relationship. See what I did there with the two fightings? And I hope that that's the fight that matters most to you.
Wow.
Who writes these for her?
Somebody
Because,
just said that in her ear, and she said the word fight too many times. Yeah.
so have a good night at the house and behave, please. So we'll see.
Yeah.
So backstage, Stacey and Florian she says, "You scammed me for citizenship," and he gets mad, and Stacey goes, "That's my truth," which
That's my
I love
truth.
that. It's not. It's there is a truth. There's an actual truth, and then this phrase "my truth" really bothers me because it's like it's what I think it's true, so it's my truth,
Well,
even if it's not actual truth, like that can be
okay.
proven with
Yeah.
facts. So, Stacey says, "Do you want me to move to Connecticut? Do you want to be together? I want my husband back. I love you." And he just says like nothing. He's like, "Whatever, Stacey.
He's
Whatever."
irritated because this is all fake, and they have
Yeah.
fully decided she's going to live out their lease
Yeah.
and then move to Connecticut, and that's why he doesn't have a place yet because they can't be paying for 2 leases,
Yeah.
and so he probably is living at the Silva house, but also, like, staying with friends or whatever. He's probably
Yeah.
literally, like, sleeping on the couch of her ex-husband or something, and I
Yeah.
think this is a nothing story that they're trying to make a big story to have something to talk about
Totally. And
because
he's
they
like
wanna
not in
get
the
a season
mood.
of Darcey and Stacey, and so do we.
Yes.
Yes.
And he's just not in the mood to play that game. So
Mm-mm.
so she tells Julia that in Turkey she found Florian's phone shoved under a mattress at the hotel in Turkey. So he was like caught doing something or texting someone. She thinks something very shady is going on. Because why
Well,
else would you put your phone under a
I
mattress?
felt like they were going to sleep, and instead of putting it under his pillow, he put it under the mattress to make it harder for her to find if she was looking for it.
Yeah, that could be
Yeah.
because she spies on him. That makes sense too. So she goes, I think he's hiding something. I feel like this could end in a twin divorce, just like last time, which could be a great show for next season of Darcey and Stacey, right? TLC?
Matt
Twin
Sharp, hear our
divorce.
prayers. Yes. Mhm.
I felt like she was like winking at the producers. Twin divorce. It could be
You
like Darcey and Stacey colon twin divorce.
I'm going to that TLC party in New York in December.
Pitch it.
Once again, I'll be talking to Matt Sharp about an interview
Yeah.
that will never happen. But every
Uh-huh.
time I see him, I'll remind him and he'll say, "Let's
Uh-huh.
set it up," and then we don't. But that's okay. I'm gonna pitch this.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
So in the vans going back to the house, Jovi says, I don't know about Florian. And Jasmine says, he pretended for months to be my friend. And at the last tell all for Love Island, no, Love Therapy Island, he ganged up on me to be with the other guys. And Matt says he's a coward. And
Mhm.
Jasmine says, I trusted him with private information and now he's using it against me, like Judas. And then fucking Elizabeth, and I know her father just died, says, "That sounds like me and Loren."
No, it
I
doesn't.
was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" I hope you're talking about you, yourself, that
Yeah.
used private information from a friendship against
Yes.
someone in public. You please don't tell me you think Loren did that, because
You know, it's
there's no way that situation.
you know what you just said made me think? With all the situation with Lauren and Elizabeth, never have you heard Lauren say, "Well, Elizabeth, you told me this about your husband."
Never, because
She she's
she's not doing that.
she's never, like, done a tit for tat and said, "Oh, really? Because you said
No.
this, that, and the other."
In
Yeah.
fact, Yara's the one who said, "Well, we heard that your husband lost all this money." and didn't
Mhm.
tell you.
That's
Like, she
right.
didn't even expose that. That was Yara.
Mhm.
So I can't even. So, also, I don't like constantly defending Lauren because I don't like that shade on me either.
Yeah.
So it's just, but Elizabeth, that's what you do to me. And I was really trying to be nice because your dad died, but you couldn't be more delusional here. So Andrei goes, well, they're coming to the house, so this should be fun. And Libby's like, I can't wait for drama. And I was like, oh God,
Well,
of
that's
course.
that's true. That's
So
what she likes. Yeah.
yeah, at the house, Jovi goes straight for the bartender. And of course, he literally makes a beeline before anyone's even out of the vans. I think he like pushed people out of the way and he like high fives the bartender.
She was
He's so
pregnant. He's
excited.
like, "Get out of the way.
Get out of the
You
way.
more for me, pregnant lady."
Mhm.
But also somebody said that that house that they're filming in was the Gorgas of, Real Housewives of New Jersey's house. Um, but it definitely so they live in a house now. It's not that house. The house they had before, it's not that house. So I don't know
Hmm.
if this was the original Gorga house, but several people were like, "How come this wasn't pointed out?" I'm like, "Well, it definitely wasn't the house they had that Joe built before they had the house they live in now, because that one looked like a more like a castle. It had like a cupola and a thing that you drive through,
Mm,
ricochet. I mean, it had all these fancy
interesting.
pieces, and this house doesn't have. I looked, I like stopped, paused it, went on the Google, looked at the listing and all that. I was like, well, this isn't the
Hmm.
house they had before they had. So if somebody knows and it's the original Gorga house, let me know.
Okay.
Sorry, that was a complete
So
side talking about Jovi pushing people out of the way because the original Gorga house does have a gorgeous bar in the basement and it doesn't look like this put together crap in a corner.
interesting.
It's not the same.
So, Lauren and Alexi didn't ride with the other couples because she's like, listen, I have Tourette's and I had an anxiety attack earlier today and I threw up from the
Yeah.
stress of all of this fighting. And I just needed to decompress because I was ticking constantly and I would rather be in private, like have some
Mhm.
privacy in the vans and decompress a little. And, which totally makes sense. And I hope no one gives them crap for that. But what
I
was
like
really
that she explained it, and when she said, "And I was ticking like crazy or out of control," Alexa goes, "It was out of control." Like, you heard
yeah,
his, like, feeling
yes,
for his wife, yeah.
yeah. But what was weirder was they are wiping the bottom of their shoes off.
I noticed they were wiping the bottom of their shoes, and I wonder if that's a rule in that house, and we've only just seen them do it. Like, when if you're going to keep your shoes on, you have to, like, sanitize them because it is all white
Interest
marble in that
It is,
house.
yeah. Hmm.
Wonder if
I was
that's a
like, "Did you
rule.
both step in dog poop outside? Why is this why just not take your shoes off?"
Yeah,
Um,
maybe they're like me and have plantar fasciitis and have to wear shoes all the time.
okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, Jovi and Jasmine jokingly say that Andre is a bully, and he's like, "Not my problem.
He goes,
Not my
"Who, me?
circus, not
Who,
my
me?
monkeys."
Who, me? Yeah,
Me?
okay. Alright. Believe fine."
So, and then everyone talks about how Julia is pregnant and it was so special, the reveals. And Andre thinks that Betty isn't that possessive. And bad take. And Yara goes, she's toxic. And Libby goes, toxic? She's loving. Elizabeth, again, I RIP Chuck. I'm very sad for you
Yes,
and your
I am.
family.
Mhm.
Betty is loving and not toxic.
Right. Hmm.
Okay. So then Yara goes, she oversteps and not in a nice way. And then Elizabeth goes off on a tangent that was hard for me to understand. She's like, in your culture, women think it's their place to come in and be in your face and take care of your kid. And I thought she was like, why is she saying that? Because Betty isn't Eastern European. But I think she was saying Andre's mom did that. And there can't be
Yeah,
two queens in a castle. And
right.
I was like, "So if Andre's mom did that, then why are you defending Betty?" Because I
Right.
think you're saying she's not as bad as Andre's mom. So that's why you're defending Betty because she's not as bad as Andre's mom, who seemed lovely. Um,
Yeah, I don't know. I think she was her point, I think, was the Eastern European woman will come in and try to tell you how to raise the grandchildren and be, like,
mhm.
very aggressive, whether it's their daughter or their daughter-in-law. So that seems to me that then she would have some empathy for Julia to be like,
Correct.
you have a mother-in-law, even though she's not Eastern European, she's from Hickville, is
Yes.
similar. Yeah.
Yes.
Hmm. Whatever. You can never make sense of what these two think.
I know. So Jasmine says, I worry about Matt's mom because she is, what is he again?
Romanian.
Romanian. And, she's a lot. And Elizabeth says, you just have to be really firm and say thank you, but it's too much. Like,
Mhm.
stop. And Andrei says, Jasmine, you've got a gem over here with Matt, and you turn him down. And Jasmine says, I do wonder, Andrei, if I'm sabotaging myself. I love when Jasmine uses the person's name. It's like she's learned this technique to be like, I am really listening to your point that you're making. We are
Uh-huh.
having a respectful conversation,
Uh-huh.
Andrei. And I do wonder if I'm sabotaging myself and I could finally be happy and I'm ruining it. And Andrei goes, or are you just attracted to bad boys and weirdos? And Yara goes, yeah, speaking of weirdos, why are you attracted to Gino?
I
Why?
wish they
And they
would quit
all,
talking about Gino and how much she
and how,
loved him in front of
of
Matt.
Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm fine with them talking about how weird and creepy he is.
Me
And
too,
it's
but I wish they would just do it separately when Matt's not around.
right. So they're all like, ugh, yeah, why were you,
Gross.
Gino, ugh. And Jasmine says, Yara, your husband asked me the same thing. And they're all laughing. And she goes, and I said to him, I said, Yara is a 10 and Jovi, you're a 3.5, but she loves you. And again, everyone laughs. And I was like, that's hurtful. But
Well,
Jovi's laughing too.
Jovi
So
laughs too because, again, like Yara said, Mother Nature did not bless you.
yeah,
Look at yourself
nature
in the
didn't.
mirror. Yes, she's told him. Yeah,
So Jasmine says, when I met Gino online, he was the perfect partner. And Matt says he knows how to reel you in. I bet there was lots of love bombing.
yeah,
And
and
so Jasmine,
lying about like I have this big house in Michigan and I've got this great
yeah.
career and all this stuff. Yeah,
So meanwhile, he's sending your photos to his ex and being like, look at this hot piece of ass I have.
totally.
So Jasmine says, everyone judges me for loving Gino. Even my mom was like, why do you love him? And they say, do you just want someone to fight with? You get bored if you don't have someone to fight with. And Matt says, it's not, it's, if that's it, I'm not having sex with you for a year and I'm going to start wearing hats. And they all laugh. And then Jovi says, Matt, if you meet someone else, are you just going to go? Like, how long are you going to wait? And Matt goes, I don't know, maybe if she's still giving me a red light, maybe. And Jasmine says, why are you talking like this? You're like broing out with all the bros,
Yeah,
like,
right.
and at home, you always say how patient you are. And Andrei says, he's offering you the sky and you want to go on Earth.
Okay, Andre. Sort of like the double game. Sometimes it doesn't translate. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they ask Matt, like, how long can you wait? And she says, well, at home, it makes it seem like he can wait forever. But like all of a sudden now he's acting like there's an expiration date. And he says, yeah, the time will present itself. If we're still happy and co parenting and I'm still getting booty from her, then I could last for like 5 years. But, if I find out she's talking to someone else, I'd be done, which
Mhm.
is fair.
Fine,
And
sure.
I don't know why she gets mad at this because she's Jasmine. She hears what she wants to hear. And so he tells us, I've been too easygoing. So I think she needs to hear that I'm not going to wait around forever. And then the next group arrives with their dinner. Guillermo can't figure out how to work the stove. And then we see Gino shoving food into his face with his hands. And Darcey goes, you hungry, Gino? Like, it was
He's so gross.
no, he's so gross, no table manners.
Mm-mm.
And then Julia and Stacey talk about how last resort, how weird it was that Jasmine introduced them to Matt on the phone. And now Matt is like at the tell-all with them in the
Yeah.
house.
Yes.
And Gino's there too. And it's bizarre. And they say they both saw a connection right away, even with
Yes.
Matt over FaceTime. Like,
He had a bigger beard when they showed that clip. I was like, "Oh, I forgot his beard was
I
bushier."
forgot.
He looked a little
Yeah.
different. Yeah.
And Stacy's like, I know it sucks for you, Gino. I'm not saying like it's right what happened. It's not fair. And I'm sorry, but like they did have a connection. We saw it. And so Andrei asks Matt, is she the one for you? And Jasmine's like, well, when we were playing Truth or Dare yesterday, and we see a flashback. Matt said if they didn't have a child right now, he wouldn't want to marry her immediately.
Right
He would
now.
want to
Right.
wait to make sure they're compatible. But
Yes.
she has heard he doesn't want to marry her if they didn't have a kid.
Mhm.
Because she's a bit like Darcey, like only hears certain things that will
True.
start a fight.
Maybe it's
So
the implants that does that to your brain.
it does.
If
It's
you have
like the sperm goes to your brain and changes your
Yes.
brain.
Yes,
It's
yes,
the
yes, yes.
implants do the same.
Yes, okay.
So Andrei goes, he's in his prime. He's Hawkeye in his 30s. He has many prospects. And Jasmine says, listen, this will be my third marriage. I don't want to jump into another marriage. And Elizabeth goes, that's so smart. I agree with you. I think that's right. And Elizabeth and Andrei start arguing with each other. And Elizabeth is like, I'm saying she shouldn't have to accept his proposal because they have a baby. This isn't 1875. And
Yeah.
Andrei goes, you don't make babies without marriage. And I was like, what? And Elizabeth
What?
goes, what? This is America. What are you talking about?
Doesn't matter if
Also,
it's
we live
America
in
or what.
Florida.
Yeah.
It's happening all the time. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
This was the only time I was on Elizabeth's side, and then it quickly ended. So, in the kitchen, they question if Florian and Stacey are moving in together, and then Guillermo starts choking, and Florian is like, "Thank you, friend, for getting me out of that conversation. Appreciate it." And then Jovi has found this game online where you put a cup in a solo cup in front of your crotch, and then
With
there's
a
a ball that
string
swings
timed
from
around
it,
your
and
waist.
then you try to thrust your hips to get the ball to come up into the ball to come into the cup. And so
It's crazy he had all the materials to make that game just right there at the house. I mean,
yeah,
he just
did you get
happened
the
to find
string
it
from?
online. He got the
Where'd you
string,
get that
the cups,
Nerf ball?
the tennis balls.
Yeah.
Okay. Production. We see you.
So Yara goes, I'm wearing a skirt, Jovi. I can't do that without showing my vagina. I'm not Angela.
When she said that, I was like, rewind, what'd she say? That was
I'm
funny.
not fucking Angela. So Jovi comes back, and Jovi's good at it. And then he's telling Georgie, you haven't had sex in 6 months. I don't know if you have any thrust in you to do it. And then we get the funniest scene where half of the group is playing this game just wasted, trying to get the ball into the cup that is by their crotch,
Yeah.
standing right next to couples having serious conversations about like divorce and intimacy,
Yeah.
and literally like elbow to elbow with the
Yeah.
people thrusting.
Yeah.
Go in another room. What is happening?
Go thrust by the bar. Yeah.
Exactly. So Stacey apologizes to Jasmine and Matt for Florian going after them. And she's like, his energy lately, it's very dark. It's dark. And Darcey tells Loren that they've put up a wall, and she's put up a wall. That's why they haven't had sex. And Loren is telling her that she and Alexi had a dry spell. And one day she put on an outfit. She came out, she dimmed the lights, and it made Alexi feel very wanted and special. And that's all it takes. And then she's like,
it doesn't take long.
doesn't it? It's like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then she goes, seriously, Darcey, Georgie loves you. And I was like, Lauren, are you drunk right now? And then later she goes, I've had a lot of drinks. That's like, I could tell because you're talking about how much Georgie loves Darcey.
Like,
so,
okay.
And then Kara and Julia start doing karaoke, and Guillermo is like, enjoy this time with your pregnant wife. She's glowing, Brandon. And then I thought Guillermo was going to be like, this is not the kind of bachata music I like about the karaoke. Yeah. But he seems to really like it because she's singing a song about like touching my body. And Guillermo is like twinkling, giving twinkle eyes at her.
I'm going to see because the word she was saying over and over, I looked it up. She was saying lento, and it means slowly is what it means. So whatever other things she was saying, and then she kept going lento, and she's pointing at him. So I think it has to do with have sex slowly or something. People are going to go, are you a stupid bitch? The words mean, go to the grocery store slowly or something. It's going to mean something completely opposite, but it seemed like a sexy song, and he was into it.
She did say touching my body. So one of the lyrics was in English, touching my body. So I think it's definitely sex. It's not about grocery shopping. And he was into it, and she is fully flirting with him. And they're eye fucking each other right there.
Why can't they just make it work?
I know. It's Also, why do you keep playing with each other like this?
I
Like, you either
know.
stop doing it or
Make a decision.
just bang it out right now in front of everybody.
Yeah, let
It's
us
one
watch.
or the
It's
other.
fine. Yeah,
Let's watch.
yeah.
So, may that's gross. So sorry. Apologies, everybody. So, maybe he should go to her shows if he's enjoying this kind of singing. Maybe
Yeah,
go to her shows. That's all
yeah.
she wanted. So Lauren comes to ask Elizabeth to go talk. And Elizabeth is like, I was going to ask you because she always has to one up. I was just going to ask you to talk, but I didn't think you'd be receptive to
These
it.
drunk bitches don't need to be talking, but all right.
They don't. Mm-mm. So they sneak outside, which I thought was funny because Lauren's like, be discreet because she knows everyone will start like pointing and trying
And
to
I think
over
sh and they thought
eavesdrop.
the cameras weren't gonna catch it either, but they're
Oh, yeah.
mic'd.
You have
Yeah,
mics on. Yeah.
yeah.
So, they go outside and she's like, "Elizabeth, I just wanna tell you, I'm so hurt," which again is not the right way to start a conversation
Mm-mm,
because
mm-mm.
Elizabeth doesn't take accountability. And Elizabeth is like, "I am too.
For
I
what?
am so hurt." And Lauren goes, "But why?" And Elizabeth goes, "You abandoned me. And you think I would talk maliciously about private conversations?
You
Because you
did.
did." And Lauren goes, I never said body shaming. You used such a terrible phrase for something that didn't happen, and it caused a lot of problems. And Elizabeth goes, for who? Who did it cause problems for? You guys keep saying it's not true. So why are you so upset about it? So, by that logic, you cannot be mad when someone is spreading lies about your marriage
Right.
because it's
Mhm.
not true.
You could just say
So,
he's a pedophile. It's not true. Why are you
right.
mad? Why are you
It's not
mad?
true. Why are
Yeah.
you mad? And she why is no one bringing up the verbally abusive? I'm convinced Lauren didn't hear it because there's this show the clip like why is no that's worse. It's body
Maybe
shaming is horrible and verbally abusive. That could have gotten you fired from this show if Matt Sharp cared about things like that.
verbally abusive, thy name is Angela. Come on now.
Exactly. So Libby says, Lauren, your husband did comment on your weight, and I was coming to your defense as a woman. So how can you
Mm,
get mad at me for that? Because you did it in public at a party and told everyone in America
yeah,
that he did it.
yeah.
So he didn't speak to you nicely when you're going through a bad patch, and everyone goes through bad patches. Andrei and I are going through a divorce talk right now. We just talked about divorce last week, and I'm not embarrassed. It's real life, which
Okay,
is
but
why you've never talked about it in front of the cameras.
here Lauren was trying to talk, and Lauren's like, "I know, but I know." She's trying to talk, and Elizabeth is over. She keeps talking higher and higher and higher so that Lauren can't speak to get
Yeah,
her line out about we talked about divorce last week. Nobody believes that.
no,
No.
because you were just going, thank you, Stacey. We are an ideal couple, or whatever
Yeah.
she
Yeah.
said, couple
Yes.
goals.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Andrei didn't want to ruin our friendship because he knows how important you are to me because it also it happened with my own family, which might have been a good decision. Some of them are real
Yeah.
assholes.
Yeah.
So I don't have a lot of people around me. You're the only one that was close to me and it hurts me. And Lauren, she's literally taught making doing it in that voice. And
Mhm.
then Lauren goes, we're hurt because we care. And Elizabeth goes, I still care. The we can't see the back of her face. Like we're only seeing the back of her head. I
Yeah.
do hear her sniffling like she's real crying, but the voice goes from like I do care in
Maybe
5 seconds.
maybe it was spliced. Let's
It
give the
must have
benefit of
been
the doubt.
edited.
Yeah.
So Lauren, they're like Lauren goes, I care too. And Elizabeth goes, you say very hurtful things though. Okay. Elizabeth is so manipulative
I
that
know.
this is all your fault, and you're getting Lauren to grovel by keep not accepting her apologies and
I'm
making
hoping Lauren could watch this back and sort of see it
yes,
from a
how she's
outside
being
angle. Yeah,
manipulated.
yeah.
Yeah. Also, Libby and Andrei are perfect for each other because
Oh,
they're
yeah,
both so manipulative.
yeah.
And Lauren says, I never said he was a horrible person. And Elizabeth, again, all she has to do is be like, okay, I believe you. It's grovel more. Give me
Mm.
more. I'm the victim more. And so it's like, I want to believe you, but your actions make me think otherwise. She has begged for your forgiveness, and it's never enough. It's so annoying.
God, I
So
hope in
Lauren's
real life they're not friends right now. I
I
really
I
do.
don't think so
Yeah,
because of
yeah,
weird social media posts.
yeah.
Like, I need to get rid of this tube top because I bought it when I was friends with somebody that I'm no longer friends with. So
Tube
Lauren
top.
says it was so Lauren says tomorrow is going to be very intense, but I want to leave this tell all civil. And Elizabeth says, I will always be civil with you.
Okay.
Footage not found again. Like,
Again. Yeah.
again, when have you been civil? And Elizabeth says, we won't be friends like we were, but we can move on and be adults about it. So inside, Jasmine is telling Darcey how bad she feels for Stacey and how she thought their relationship would improve after Therapy Island, but it's just gotten worse. And Jasmine tells Florian, you're very good at hurting people. And we were close like brother and sister after the last resort for like a year. This is where the timeline gets so fishy. So she's
Yeah.
like, the tell all after last resort, we were brother and sister for like a year. And I was like, when was the tell all? Because you were complaining that he ganged up on you at the tell all. And I know Julia wasn't pregnant at the tell all. So,
Don't try to make sense of it.
okay.
Your head will blow off like one of the people on the Oprah skit. Yeah.
Seriously. So, she's like, you really hurt me. And Florian says, I swear to God and Jesus Lord, I never wanted to hurt you. Where is he saying Jesus Lord all the
He
time?
always says,
So
Jesus Lord.
Jesus Lord. So Jasmine says, look, after couples therapy, you and Julia were my closest friends, and I told you my deep, dark secrets. I trusted you. And today, after all the private things you still said I never loved Gino. And Andrei goes, well, you have a child with someone else. And Jasmine starts crying and is like, Florian, you really hurt me. And he goes, I'm a bad friend. What do you want me to say? I'm a bad friend. And he don't cry. There's nothing to cry. Jesus Christ, Jesus Lord, there's nothing to cry about. And Jasmine's like, I just had a baby. I'm very emotional. And Kara says, Matt, why don't you stick up for her? She's crying. You don't do nothing. And
All right,
Matt
Kara.
says, well, she's mad at me too. I don't even know. I can't do anything right. I don't understand women. I don't know what to do. He's very like Charlie Brown in every situation. It's like, what?
He does always just sort of stand on the fringe and
It
watch
just
it go
watch with
down.
his mouth open.
Yeah,
He's
yeah, he
just
does.
like, I don't know what to do. So Stacey goes, Florian, give Jasmine a hug. And she forces Florian to give Jasmine a hug. And then Jasmine says she wants to go to bed and she's upset at Matt. And then Gino goes upstairs and trips on the stairs. And Darcey is like,
Hilarious.
Gino, you okay, buddy?
He didn't even answer. He's like, they're all just so sloshed, you know?
I know. So Darcey tells Andrei, you're an amazing guy and an amazing husband. Your wife is lucky.
Okay.
Like when you lost $75,000 and didn't tell her. Yeah. Are
And
we watching the same
you now
show?
own a rubble in Moldova.
Yeah. Great. He's a great husband. So Jasmine and Matt are heading to the hotel with the luggage because she doesn't want to be in the house anymore. And she's like, I think I should move out with Matilda to somewhere else. And he says, are you drunk? How much have you had to drink? Why are you exaggerating and taking this so seriously? And she's like, you said there was an expiration date and you never said that before until you were with Andrei. And he says, I'm not waiting forever for you. She's like, so I should move out. Then your mom can have peace of mind that her little baby boy isn't going to burn in hell for having sex with me.
Well, I mean, the deed's already been done, so you're still gonna burn in hell. You may as well stick with her, you know?
Yeah. So she goes, I don't even know if you want to be with me if we didn't have a child together. And he says, whatever. And she goes like, that's the problem, whatever. And he's like, I can't just argue all the time. I'm not Gino. Like you you just go to the bar and you bitch with everyone, yakety yak like a parrot. Who talks this much? I'm tired.
He was like, he was like doing his hand. I was like, whoa. Matt's like,
This
get me out of here. I don't want to be with these people.
They just fight and fight about the same things over and over again.
Yeah.
He's not built for this.
Mm-mm.
And so Jasmine's like, you told these strangers that there's an expiration date. And Matt says, you committed to Gino in 2 seconds. He's always comparing. Like,
Yeah.
why would you not say yes to me, but you said yes to Gino?
Right.
And she
Right.
goes,
She's still
it
married
just
to Gino, you dummy.
Yeah, it scarred her, so she doesn't wanna do it again.
Yeah.
It's called learning from your mistakes. So, she said, "It took me a year to introduce Gino to my children and my mom, who I have both forgotten about that I since I moved to America, and look at how it ended. The American has all the power, and he wants to deport me, and I can't go through that again, and if I'm gonna take my sweet time if I ever get married again." And then Gino wanders outside
Is
for
he drunk
some
and lost?
is he lost, or did
Yeah.
producers, like, make him, "Hey, Gino, this would be really funny. Go
Yeah.
outside. There's someone with a birthday cake for you. There's a present. Go outside.
There's somebody with a whole
There's
truck full of hats. Go,
there's
go, go. Go see. Go
a
see.
hat store is right outside,
Go,
a
go.
drive-up hat store."
Mm.
And, so she's like, "What do you want, Gino?" And then we don't know. Cliffhanger. Is he gonna apologize? Is he
He's like,
gonna just wants to hear them fight?
I was told
Is
there was
he
a hat store out here. Are you guys with the hat company? Because you look like my ex-wife. Did you write down next time on?
No,
Okay, I did.
it's just fighting.
Um, Next time on, we see Gino pulling something out of a closet and everybody's laughing. And then
Underwear.
he puts underwear on his head and laughs and says
Yeah.
it's Jasmine's. And then he goes, wait a minute, it's wet. But wasn't that from 2 days ago? When
Yeah,
she
I know.
poured
No,
stuff
and
all
that
over?
was not the same underwear, I don't think.
Oh,
I think he's pulling someone's underwear out and trying to be funny, and then make some joke, and then something was bleeped out. Like, "It's wet and
oh.
full of bleep," something like that.
Okay. Sorry, I like my story better. Um, Noga arrives on the scene and fights with Libby and Andrei and Alexei
So
and
much for
Lauren.
being civil, I guess.
Uh-huh. And then Alexei and Lauren are like, "Why don't you just go back to Moldova?" I was like,
It'd be
"Okay.
better for all of us.
You
Go.
bet better for everyone." Um, Jasmine tells Julia that Matt's mom told her something she did not know about Matt. Dun, dun, dun. What is it?
Was he
Nothing.
engaged before? I
He was
doubt it.
engaged before or something like that.
He used to do
Um,
steroids? I don't know.
he doesn't really have any money. I don't know. So Andre and Libby talk to
Hmm.
Kara and Guillermo, and she says, they say, like, "Look at his face," or something, and she says, "I used to stare at his face for hours." I would too, because he's so hot.
So
Um,
hot.
and she says, "And I could see my whole future there," and she's crying. And she goes, "Look at him. I love his face." And Andre looks over at Guillermo and goes, "Oh, I think you're fucked." I was like, "What does that mean? Like, you're gonna get back together or?"
Maybe. I don't
I don't
know.
I don't know. I don't know. But, I mean, I was like, "Why can't you guys work it out? You love each other."
Why don't you guys try therapy? Go to Therapy Island,
Go to
because
go to therapy or just
they
and
went
then
to one therapy appointment and
I
it went
know.
badly. I understand, but you gotta try again.
But we know that they're on the next therapy island, which is being shot, like, in London or something, but
Oh.
they're already divorced.
Oh,
So
well,
did they
that's
get
sad.
divorced and then decide they made a mistake and are trying to get back together?
Hmm.
I hope so because 'cause they're very attractive. Okay, Jasmine talks to Gino. They're sitting outside, and he says no, she says, "It really hurts me that you say I never loved you. How can you say I never loved you, Gino?" And then she goes, "I've said, after this, I don't think I could ever love anyone else like this, ever." And of course, Matt walks up and hears this,
'Cause the
true.
producers told him there's, like, a hot dog cart outside or something.
Matt, there's a steroid stand right in the
Yeah.
backyard. Go
Mhm.
grab some. Um, there's a tow truck for sale. So he walks up and hears it, of course. But I kind of think Jasmine is playing Gino a little bit to be like, when you did have sex with me those 4 times, it was the best sex of my life.
Right.
Your penis is like no other. I think she's
Yeah.
just trying to butter him up so he'll stop this foolishness, right? Matt walks up and hears
Also,
this.
she did love him. She was obsessed with him in
Yeah.
a really gross way. She sucked his
Yes.
toes on TV. She
Yes.
passed a polygraph on the last tell-all.
Yeah.
Like, I think she loved him,
I
and
think
then
she
not
did
in a
too.
healthy way. I think it was a super fucked up way and
And we don't
daddy
have to
issues,
understand it, Yeah.
but it was there were feelings there.
Yeah. Um, and Matt is in the car on the way home crying, going, "The baby is mine, right? Do you know how stupid I'm gonna look if the baby is not mine?" Well, the baby looks just like you, Matt. So the
Yeah.
baby is yours. Yeah.
Also, did you not watch last season? He never fucked her. So
They
it's
had sex
definitely not his.
like once since the wedding. I mean,
Yeah.
so yeah. And that's it. That was the next time on. I wrote that down
I
because I
don't
was
see
like,
any shark teeth or pirate nose or whatever she liked about Gino on that baby.
"Mhm.
So
No, no, no. Oh my God. Can you imagine? Poor Gino. That's it, guys. This is a long recording, but it's the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. Maybe you're traveling. Maybe you're getting to listen to this while you travel. And you guys, here's something that I want, and Kimberly doesn't know she wants it, but she wants it too. If you have some juicy family drama, just some good old fashioned family shit that goes down at Thanksgiving, please send it to us on a DM or email. We will change your names and we want to tell your story.
yes.
I love a good
I
family
love
shit show.
that.
Yes.
Yes.
I love that character that I think it was Horatio Sands created that was like drunk uncle at Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
That's what I need. I need
Yeah.
stories like that. Yeah. Stories
Uh-huh.
of somebody storms out,
Yeah.
something.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I just saw an article that was, I don't know, it was like on Instagram, but I think it's from the Washington Post called um, Why is Everybody at Thanksgiving Always High? And it was a whole story about the cousin walk. But at
Uh-huh.
Thanksgiving, the cousin's like, "We're gonna go on a walk." They come back
Yes!
stoned. They talk about the cousin walk, and I was like, "Now that
It's so
is
good.
funny. That is funny."
That's hilarious.
Yes. My friend Mary's, brother-in-law did one time ruin Christmas by getting so stoned that he fell asleep in his car outside, and they just left him out there. We were there too. We were there because we always go to their house for Christmas night, with our neighbors. And I was like, "Where did he go?" And they're like, "He passed out in the car because he was stoned. We're just gonna leave him out there." I was like, "Oh." The mom was so disgusted with him. She's like, "Just leave him out there. He didn't need to eat anyway."
I love it.
I love stories like that. I love a story like that. So DM it. I'll change all the names. I'll make it as anonymous as possible. DM it to me, DM it to Kimberly, send it to me on email,
I'm
info at
so excited.
pinkshadepodcast.com. This is what I need. I need some good Thanksgiving drama.
Yes, and
It
I will
all
tell
goes down on
my
Thanksgiving.
family's story. We
I
have a
can't.
story too. Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, are we going to tell it here or are we going to tell it on the Pink Shade Prime?
Whatever.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see. Maybe we'll
Whatever
tell
you want.
some over there. So, guys, Kimberly and I are covering on the $5 level of Pink Shade Prime. We're covering 90 Day the other way. That will be out on Friday. And then you guys, my Pop and Bravo episode will be out on Thursday with Christian Grace Snow. So, if you're avoiding your family, you'll have an episode to listen to with that too.
Mhm.
Sneaky Sister Wife comes out Wednesday. Just out here working hard for the
I'm
money.
really enjoying you and Keisha talking about Plathville. She gets it immediate first 5 minutes.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
She understands those people.
She's like,
She's
"What's
like,
wrong
"I
with this one? What's
understand
wrong with that one?"
this is the problem here." Yeah.
Mhm. It's good. So I misspoke. Seeking Sister Wife comes out today on Tuesdays, and Welcome to Plathville comes out on Wednesdays. So that's all on the $10 level. If you want the $5 level, that is Kimberly and I talking about the other way. It comes out on Fridays. So that's your lineup for this week, everybody. I hope everybody has a great holiday week. I hope you at least get 1.5 days off of work. If you're lucky enough to have a job.
Mhm.
I hope that
Seriously.
you get a little time off work. And if you want to be with your family, I hope you have a wonderful time. And if you don't want to be with your family, I hope that it's bearable and everybody escapes unscathed.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the best I can do. I'm going to be at the beach with my family, and we're not having any Thanksgiving food, but everybody will be forced around to go around the table and say what they're thankful for
I love it.
because I will force it and we will have fun and everybody will like it. Okay. Happy Thanksgiving. Bye, guys.
Bye.